G'day guys, Andrew from Oz Evo here again, sitting in the shade on a pretty hot Friday. Um, so this is just a second video to have a talk about my ignition issues, or the issues I've had with the ignition system and the coils on my Evo 9. Developed a pretty nasty misfire a while back. I pretty much had no ignition happening above, I don't know, possibly 5,000 to 6,000 RPM. Couldn't drive the car at all under load. So kind of came to the conclusion I had a bad coil. Had a spooling up coil kit from the States that I had on the car for years and years. Bought that probably 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So probably due for a new set of coils on the thing anyway. So I ended up replacing those coils with a set of Bosch coils I purchased down in Illawarra. Pretty much identical to look at compared to the Denzos, that were the ones that most people run around on their cars, the Toyota Denso coils. But it didn't actually fix up my misfire issue. I still had a little bit of misfire at high RPM, high load. Nothing like it was originally with the my original Denzos in it, but enough that it wasn't right. So obviously any misfire is a bad thing. So I was monitoring voltage with my Link ECU and my laptop. Noticed that my volts to the ECU were dropping down, way down to almost 12 volts, so 12.09 volts at 7,500 RPM with the Bosch coils in it. So I decided to go with one of, after checking that the alternator was outputting right, loading up the alternator with every electrical component in the car on, that was up to the task, no problems at all. I decided to install one of Alex's harnesses, one of his direct fire harnesses from his business, Canberra Evo Works. Basically, it just bypasses the electrical system of the car and hooks up the coils directly to the top of the battery, so they get 14.09 volts or whatever a battery's given off straight off the top. So I installed that the other day. Didn't get a chance to do any runs with it, just due to work commitments. But I did this morning. Took the car out, monitoring voltage from the Link ECU, so ECU volts, and did a few watt runs. Unfortunately, still got some misfiring going on. Hasn't really improved the situation with the misfiring, the new harness from Alex, but has massively improved the voltage to the ECU. So again, like I said, I was dropping down around about that 12 volts area when I was doing watt runs. Now that's 13.3. So it's still coming down. I'm not too sure why that is. I'm not too sure why my voltage isn't staying up around that 13.94, whatever it's meant to be, around that area, but it's still over a volt more to the ECU compared to how it was set up without that harness. So that's going to stay on the car. I'm going to get rid of or return the Bosch coils. So I did recommend them on an earlier post. Probably a bit prematurely, considering I haven't actually tested them. Well, I did test them. A lot of the misfiring left. Then I was assuming it was a voltage issue. So apparently, maybe those coils don't work. I could have a bad coil from the box. Who knows? But at this point in time, I'm just sick of mucking around with coils and stuff. So I'm going to return those hopefully and swap them out for a set of Denso coils, which hopefully will fix this issue. Now, obviously, if this was just a one-off thing I might be thinking there might be something else wrong with the car that caused this misfire, but I'd also reinstalled the original OEM coils that came with the car, which you guys probably know about, with the twin coils with the cables or the leads running to the spark plug 1 and 3. Spark plug 1 and 4. Anyway, whatever. So they don't misfire. No misfiring with those ones. Also installed John O'Hadley's spooling kit from his car, which is the Denso coils, and again, no misfire with those as well. So I'm not too sure why I'm still getting misfire with the Bosches. They might just not be up to the task for whatever reason. So so that's about it at this point. I will attempt to get those coils swapped back again, which probably won't happen until next week now, considering it's Friday late morning, so they're an hour's drive away from here to return them. But I will do that, reinstall some Denso coils, do some more testing, hopefully get some results that don't involve misfiring. Yeah, so that's about it at this point. Stay safe in the hot weather, and I'll post up another video in a few days, hopefully with some better news on ignition issues. Anyway, that's it guys, thank you very much, and talk to you all later. Bye.